Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's still warm here in Boston, over 90. Good thing I'm used to it. I had a lot of training, almost 5 years in Costa Rica. But remember to hydrate. It's really important. Anyhow, let's talk about today and spirituality and success. And this could be kind of a touchy topic because when you bring up spirituality, religion into a conversation, it kind of freaks people out sometimes. I know. I've been freaked out. I've been on both sides of it. So let's unpack this a little bit. First of all, I want to give you the answer, at least my answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, the more spiritual you are, the more successful you can become. And when I was first starting out in business, I would read all these success books, PMA, positive mental attitude, all the way. And when I first started in a sales organization, they'd say, read these books. And I'm like, what is this, a cult? I don't get it, And so I love reading. So I went to the bookstore and I was looking all around and, there's like shelf after shelf after, self-improvement, self-development, positive thinking, all that kind of stuff. And it's not always easy to be positive. So I took a little experiment. I went around and I looked around and I said, is there any book out here that says how to get ahead being negative or how to get ahead being a jerk? And you know what? There isn't one book out there. So I figured there has to be something behind this. So I started reading these books, and a common theme came from a lot of different authors. And they said that the biggest success book they ever read was the Bible. And that kind of blew me away because I never equated the Bible or spirituality with it, because I grew up Catholic. And when I heard, religion, it usually meant rules and regulations, kneeling, bowing. And, those of you that know me, I am a Christian, and it's not so much religion as it is relationship. And it's a relationship that you have with God, you have with Jesus, you have with your higher power that really takes you to that next level. But the question is how? How do you apply this to your life? Because it all sounds good, those principles of love, compassion, gratitude, but when you have to pay your bill, when your car's about to repossessed, when you can't pay your mortgage, you're wondering if they're going to, you got to declare bankruptcy. It's not easy to be in a good mood or to be spiritual or to have that joy. So how do you do it? And that's what I've kind of dedicated my life to helping people with, to coaching them the how. And let me give you an example. We're gonna change things up a little bit in my lives here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about, because my passion is how to be successful, but also how to change your mindset, thinking positive, and how to apply biblical spiritual principles to your life. So I'm going to talk about like a scripture reading, something spiritual, and how you can apply it to your life. And we're going to start off today with one of my favorite ones that's in the book of Joshua. It's Joshua, I have to look it up, 1:6 through 10. And I'm going to paraphrase here, but this is back in Moses' time. In fact, Moses just passed away. He just put the people through the desert for 40 years. They were wandering around. God provided for them, but they never got into the promised land. And there were 12 people that were sent out to scope out the promised land. And only 2 of them came back with a positive report. The other 10 were saying, oh my God, there's giants there. We can't inhabit this land. What are we talking about? It's better just to keep wandering around. Or maybe we should even go back to Egypt and become slaves again. But 2 of them, one being Joshua, said, we can do this. And especially if we rely on the power of God. So what did God say to Joshua? It blows me away. It says, you can be prosperous and successful. You can be courageous. And those are some pretty astounding things. Here it is, a young guy is going to lead these people into this land where there's giants. And he's telling people to be strong, to be courageous, to be prosperous and successful. And he says how to be prosperous and successful is to meditate on my word each day. So that's what I want you to concentrate on is take some biblical principle and apply it to your life. And we can talk about fear, because that's a big one. So many times in the Bible it says, do not fear, do not be afraid, do not worry. Well, that's not real easy, but how do you do it? Well, one way is to face your fear. One fear that I had for a long time, and I'm getting so much better on it because I'm facing it, is bridges and tunnels. And I don't know about you guys, but when I would go through a bridge or I'd go in a tunnel, I get like this thing circling in on me, like it's all gonna turn black and I'd be passing out. And I tell my kids, I go, if I pass out, grab the wheel, just keep it going straight. You know, not really comforting for the kids, but I would get all anxious and I'd get all freaked out. And then I moved to Boston. Oh, you know, they did this big dig thing many years ago that cost billions of dollars, supposed to like help traffic. I still get stuck in traffic all the time, but I really think the guy that designed this, the engineer, either fell asleep or he was drinking and fell asleep and woke up because he was probably drawing a line through Boston. What are we going to do? And then he probably nodded off and then went up again like this, because when he finally woke up, he looked at the page and it looked like this. So what did he do? He digs a tunnel and then puts a bridge on the other side of it. So here I am. Okay, I'm having a little bit of fear with bridges and tunnels, and I'm in Boston, and they put both together back to back. So I had to force myself. I would go through there, and I don't know if you ever watched the movie, What About Bob? Dr. Leo Marvin with Bill Murray, but he would say baby steps to the door, baby steps to this. So I'd be laughing, and my kids would be in the car and I'd be going, okay, baby steps through the tunnel, baby steps through the tunnel, then baby steps over the bridge, baby steps over the bridge. But the bottom line was I faced it. And the more that I faced it, the more that I did it, the fear really shrank away. So how to apply it? Can you be successful and spiritual? You bet you can, by applying those principles. So these are the principles today: is be strong and courageous. Strong and courageous. You can be successful and prosperous. Meditate on the word, and the word says do not fear. How do you not fear? You face those fears. So your assignment this week is to face a fear that a fear that you might have had. By the way, one of my fears was talking about this in the public. I mean, most of my life, I've applied spiritual principles to business, but I was afraid to talk about it because people would think, oh my God, there's a religious guy, or he's no fun, or stay away from him, something like that. But I saw I'm going to read it here. It's a short thing, but it was on a sitcom of all things. It was right around New Year. So this is my resolution this year. It says, care less about who you might offend and more about who you can inspire. So if I offended you in any way, I do apologize. But more importantly is I hope I inspired somebody, even one person, just to understand that you can be spiritual, you can be successful. And we're going to go over the next few weeks, and I might do it daily. And just if the inspiration comes to me, just talk about, things in my life. Okay, how can I apply this principle to this in my life? And hopefully you get a lot out of it. If you want a free coaching session to learn how to apply biblical principles and shift your mindset and take your life to new levels of joy and happiness and success that you ever thought possible, private message me. I only have so much time, but the first few people, I really want to talk to you, and I want to be able to help you out and hopefully get to everybody and get you over this. After I sold my business in Costa Rica, Wellness Center, I'm really dedicated to help people, and I'm facing my fear and I'm talking about it, and that's true to my heart. And hopefully you got something out of this. I love you guys. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.